I strongly believe that seeing is believing, and allowing teen girls the opportunity to be exposed to inspirational leaders, change makers, women who also share the experience in how they then became empowered to be leaders can really inspire these kids to aim high and have the confidence to pave their way to lead in the future.
Welcome to The Game Changers, brought to you by Credit Suisse. I'm Yvonne Chan. To achieve inclusive global economic growth, the UN Sustainable Development Goal 5 on gender equality states that no women should be sidelined because of gender. Heeding this, Credit Suisse has been facilitating female leadership to create a positive impact on communities and societies. In this new series, Credit Suisse widens the inclusion aperture with the aim of uplifting the global economy and reducing global poverty by bringing more people out of economic shadows and connecting them with opportunity. And so we speak to subject matter experts and intersectional group representatives to break down different facets of inequality and understand what needs to be done to promote inclusivity across different domains. For this episode, we focus on female empowerment. The SDGs recognize that education is key to economic opportunity, although many girls still face challenges in gaining equal access. With economies rapidly digitalizing, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM education, will be an integral part of every industry. To prevent gender gaps from widening, equipping girls with technical knowledge and competencies will be critical. On that note, I'm pleased to introduce our Game Changers speaker, Mrs. Jennifer Yu Cheng, education thought leader, entrepreneur, and founder of the Jennifer Yu Cheng Girls Impact Foundation. She believes everyone is born with an ability to lead, and unlocking this ability is the challenge she pursues through exposure to STEM education. Welcome, Jennifer. It's great to have you in studio here with me today. Now, prior to your work in transforming education, you had a successful career in investment banking. Can you tell us how you made that transition from finance to developing a passion in education?
Thank you, Yvonne. So people have often wondered how I became so passionate about education when my undergraduate major was engineering and economics, and I worked in fixed income derivatives for 7 years before becoming an educator. And looking back, I've always enjoyed teaching, whether it was being a volunteer tutor or mentoring kids through outreach programs in high school. And while working at Goldman, I also enjoyed leading the summer internship for the division and also participating in the firm's outreach programs teaching youth. But I must admit that when I left finance 13 years ago, I was merely interested in the opportunities that I saw in the education sector and the possibility of making an impact on youth. It really wasn't until I became an educator when I co-founded my first education business, Arch Education, that I experienced firsthand the profound impact education can make on a child's life and the great responsibility this job holds. So if I may share with you, Yvonne,
Yes,
some of
please.
my first student experiences. I remember my first student in my first year as a teacher. He had told me that I was like a mother to him. And this was even before I had kids. Yeah. I taught him for a year, and he started off as a student with F's on his report card, and he completely turned around having strong grades, receiving top offers from secondary school. So he would be my first turnaround student, and that I made an impact on. And then there was this middle school kid, his mother had described him as being very reserved with little interest, but I believe all students can succeed. And so I encouraged him to take risks, and he emerged with a growth mindset. He learned Spanish and even Latin dancing, of all things. And he was accepted to an Ivy League and graduated from college a few years ago. So why I want to share these experience with you, and there's many, many students as well, is because it's truly my students that showed me how impactful the work in education can be, and it motivated me to dedicate myself to this field. And so in the past few years, as group president of CTF Education Group, we now serve students and parents through our network of schools in Hong Kong and our strategic partners in mainland China. And our mission is to nurture children's diverse talents through a future-ready education, to empower them to fulfill their boundless potential and succeed in a world of tomorrow.
That is so wonderful to empower the students to achieve their boundless potential. I mean, it is really limitless, isn't it, Jennifer? But still, this transition from finance to education, it is huge. I mean, were there some key experiences that you brought over from the finance industry to the sector that you're in today?
I don't think it's just the finance industry experience that I have. I really believe it's my entire background, especially when looking at a future-ready education in this digital era. So my background from engineering and economics, my experience from a career standpoint in finance and then entrepreneurship and now in education, it's really positioned me well to lead our group to deliver a future-ready K-12, so kindergarten through secondary education. And my experiences have really helped me to deeply understand and see the importance of K-12 in developing that strong talent pipeline early on to contribute to the future economic growth and to the economy driven by technology, AI innovations across all sectors.
So it's like a really targeted approach as well as to when you identify that potential, right? But Jennifer, I got to ask you this. So opportunity and access to education, they are considered some of the fundamentals to building a successful career, but we know that this doesn't apply to everyone. A lot of it can also depend on the quality of the educational experience. So if you were to look back, was there ever a time where things deterred you or anything that encouraged you the most?
Yeah, I feel extremely grateful. I had the opportunity to attend boarding school, and that was really a period of transformation for me personally. And as a teen, I was around 14 years old at that time. I moved to the US alone, and that certainly
Wow.
pushed me out of my comfort zone in all aspects.
Yeah.
First, the education system was totally different. Classes were small size, teachers led classes discussion based. And I still remember how nervous I was in the first semester when I had to share my thoughts in class. That was so different from the education I had out here in Asia. And also jumping just totally into the deep end, exploring sports and activities that I've never been exposed to before. But I really benefited also from the exposure to cultural diversity and perspectives, and also gaining inspiration from peer role models living in the same environment. And living together with peers that are just really a few years older than myself at that time, I could then begin imagining what I could become and was inspired to then achieve. And so the boarding experience also instilled in me that belief that everyone can be a leader. At boarding school, teachers encourage us to lead in many, many different ways. We can found clubs based on our interests. The sky's the limit.
Yeah.
And these experiences really shape the way that I think about teen girls empowerment and outreach at my foundation, the Jennifer Yu Cheng Girls Impact Foundation. I strongly believe that seeing is believing, and allowing teen girls the opportunity to be exposed to inspirational leaders, change makers, women who also share the experience in how they then became empowered to be leaders, can really inspire these kids to aim high and have the confidence to pave their way to lead in the future.
Yeah, Jennifer, you said you truly believe that seeing is believing. So as a young teen yourself, did you have female leaders or role models that inspired you?
Yeah, that's a good question. So there were many, but one that comes to mind that encouraged me to pursue STEM certainly was my chemistry teacher in high school. I was encouraged to join competitions. Honestly, I wasn't sure of my abilities then, nor did I even know what engineering was, but she opened doors and saw my potential. And I think that's really important in our work for teens empowerment.
Mm. So you really attributed it to that teacher to made you look at things differently and open doors for you. That's so wonderful.
Absolutely.
Jennifer, as you know, in this video series, we highlight outstanding women entrepreneurs in Asia, as well as the meaningful impact that they have on the environment, women empowerment, gender equality, and also the impact they have on local and global businesses. I would love to hear from you today, your definition of female empowerment.
Helping teen girls tap into their inherent talents and building a strong pipeline of proactive, decisive, digital savvy, future ready leaders. To me, that's teens empowerment.
So then what motivated you to found the Jennifer Yu Cheng Girls Impact Foundation?
As you may know, about 1 in 5 management and leadership roles and about 1 in 6 STEM students in university are women in Asia, and that's underrepresented in leadership positions in STEM fields as well. And so there's a Harvard study leaning out that had pointed to teen girls as that vital window of opportunity within which to change these biases and effect lasting change. So this research really had an impact on my perspectives and allowed me to see the importance of introducing teen girls to STEM learning and leadership development opportunities early on to close the opportunity gap and to uplift the status of women in the future. So through my work in education, I know the power of education to transform people, to break the poverty cycles, and to bridge these opportunity gaps. So that inspired me to found my foundation, the Jennifer Yu Cheng Girls Impact Foundation, to really further my mission to inspire, equip, empower teen girls to be future-ready leaders. And we want to help girls get ready for that future, wherever that takes them. And so really by providing them with resources, with education access, tech skills, and mindset, and inspiration and the ability to lead with confidence. Confidence is really that first key to help them to break through their own limitations, right? Yeah. We hope that this will equip girls with the agency to make their own decisions and become future-ready leaders.
Jennifer, thank you for highlighting some of the very pressing gaps that you see in girls' education today. And you also shared with us a little bit about what the foundation is doing to close the skills gap of the future, right? By developing confidence in these young girls that you nurture. Can you tell us what are some of the foundation's achievements and the progress you've made since inception?
Sure. So over the past year, we've reached out to 36 schools and over 1,000 students have participated in our various outreach events and programs. And we're very happy that last year we ran a summer camp in which Credit Suisse had also participated in. And today we're also bringing some students back to your offices for a company visit, right? So the students have also shared with us how that first summer camp really inspired them to be able to start that journey of future readiness. And we've also launched, digital programs in which we teach them AI and coding and leadership workshops. So we're really expanding very quickly in Hong Kong, despite, some of the restrictions of the pandemic in terms of being able to go into schools. So our goal for the coming 3 years is to reach 10,000 girls through our Girls for Girls Coding Plus program. And this is teaching students AI coding plus, leadership skills and career preparation experiences.
That is so cool. I wish I had that. I have seen some videos of the girls in coding camp and they seem so excited to be there. And I like that there's this very strong focus on nurturing future-ready female leaders. That's really such a key word there. And I also like your tagline, today's girls are tomorrow's leaders, because I truly believe that, having a daughter, a young girl of my own. As a leader yourself then, Jennifer, what do you think are the key qualities required to be a future-ready leader? And how does your foundation help these female talent develop these qualities?
Yeah, well, being future ready is really just being ready for this unknown world and the rapid changes that we're seeing in the workplace and beyond, right? And so future ready means having that capacity to adapt and be well equipped for the digital era. And these capacities that we're talking about are skills such as creativity, creative thinking, adaptability, confidence, communication to tackle any challenge undaunted. So as mentioned earlier, our 10,000 Girls for Girls Coding Plus journey, which is really our signature program, is a multi-year program where students begin to journey to their near future. By learning the AI coding plus joining inspirational talks by women change makers across the industries really allows them to begin imagining what their future journey could look like.
I love that. Can you bring this program to Singapore? I want to sign my daughter up.
Oh, we would love
ASAP.
Yeah, we would love to. We wanted to ensure that we launch in Hong Kong first, but we're also very happy that in our second year now, we have some volunteers, they might be studying abroad in the UK, they heard about our program, and they're actually in Hong Kong learning our train-the-trainer model program and trying to bring it back into their schools next year. So, if there's interest to launch our programs in other regions, be it in Singapore or in other parts of the world, we built our program such that it's scalable and we can deliver it into different regions.
That is fantastic because I like that fact that it's coding plus. So it's coding plus all the leadership, the soft skills that is required. And it's also a multi-year program. Right? It's like a journey. I really like that aspect of the program. So Jennifer, on that note of your program being scalable to train the trainer, how can stakeholders who are interested in supporting your foundation get involved and also make a difference?
We really believe in collective impact. And there are a number of ways to get involved. Companies in Hong Kong have been partnering us to offer company visits, including Credit Suisse, and career experiences, or to engage their staff to volunteer at our outreach programs. Individuals who are interested to volunteer have also been supporting through inspirational talk series and also at our Future Gen Girls Leadership Summit, which will be launched October of this year. Schools and students can also launch the 10,000 Girls for Girls Golden Plus Club in schools, including those from overseas, and we provide teachers and students with training for free to all of our outreach schools. So as I said, we believe in collective impact, so NGOs interested to do teen girls empowerment outreach work can also collaborate with us to further our efforts together in this space. So many ways to get involved and can stay in touch and reach out to us through our social media platforms.
Fantastic. Jennifer, since we have you in the hot seat today, I would love to ask, the Jennifer Yu Cheng Girls Impact Foundation, it seems like the foundation has a lot going on. You've got your goals for the next 3 years. If I could ask you, what's the next big thing for the foundation and what impact do you think that will have for Hong Kong, for Asia, and the rest of the world?
I think this is a very important time for our foundation and the work that we do, especially as the economy is transforming. We're coming out of the pandemic, and we're really also looking at Hong Kong being a key innovation and tech hub. And so these ecosystem opportunities for students, they're teens now, but 10 years from now, they'll be entering into the workforce. And I really do think that it is key for them to evolve their competencies and their readiness for the future. So our program, as I said, is really developing that strong talent pipeline. Oftentimes when we think about, careers, experiences or preparation, it's about recruiting the university students or the older students. But if we start our students early from a teen age, we expand that pipeline, especially for future-ready women leaders into the workforce.
Wow, I really enjoyed our conversation today. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us, Jennifer. Indeed, it's not enough to only hope for a more equitable future, but action must be taken now, like working with teen girls. And your passion and perspective clearly illustrates what's at stake with educating future generations of women and what it will take to drive that change so that we see more future-ready women making proactive decisions, pursuing leadership roles, and also leaving behind a positive global footprint. So thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank you so much, Yvonne.
Well, you've been watching The Game Changers, brought to you by Credit Suisse. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.